was going to do a video this afternoon, and I said, you know what, I want to wait until this evening, right? I could have done one after the two colts raced. I had a big gap, and I said, you know what, I'm going to wait till Lauren races. As you see, the pride of Michigan is here. Lauren Herman. Wanted to get a ride over to drive. How'd you do? You're fifth, right? Fifth. Race good. What was the horse's name again?
Wild Bill Hiccup.
Wild Bill Hiccup, right. So we had lots of races going on today. I didn't know how a lot of them, though, a lot of question marks today, right? Could Arrowhead Hanover hang with the Sire Stakes crew? How would Manhattan Money do? Drebin coming off a break, ready for landing. Would he continue to march forward? Century Legion, how would he do after his qualifier? And of course, Rose Run Ajay. I hate when they say that. Ajay. Just, it's AJ. I know they should have put an A and a J. I get it. I understand it, but it's not a J. It's AJ. It's just a dumb way of putting it. And he just raced. Also, I suppose, could I make it the whole night without running into anybody? Fail. Didn't happen. But I guess the only good news is 3 points still fits that class next week. So I'm going to run through the entirety of the races for you this evening. Now that they're all over, give you my 2 cents. I might have a little more different perspective come tomorrow afternoon when I do the videos, but for right now, it's fresh in my head. I want to ask because I haven't updated everybody. You said that Delicious Stone trained pretty good this week. Jason said 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
That's what he said. Okay, good. Anything else going on? Greatest ending? What kind of week's he having? Now, Lauren takes care of these horses, and I don't get to talk to Lauren that much. If you've been to Northfield, there are 3 shed rows. Lauren hides in the far shed row with Jason. And then Jason Merriman and I kind of float around for the babies, and Jason McGinnis oversees the entire thing, but I never get to see Lauren that much. So, I guess first off, how'd your horse race this week? What's his name?
Emerald Chip.
That one, yeah.
He raced good.
Raced good. You won last week with him.
Yeah.
And what did you finish this week? Was I in there?
I can't remember. He got a check. He had the 8 hole. Oh yeah, you were in there because I had the 9 hole and I followed you out of there. That was the 2 recalls.
Right. I knew there was something that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the gate. I was going the wrong way, and everybody
was yelling at you.
I was mad. There shouldn't have been a recall, first off. And secondly, my horse was getting hot, and I didn't want him to shut his air off. So I said, no, I'm just going to jog my horse around and let him catch his air again.
Well, the starter tried to go too soon. And
there never should have been a recall anyway. He hit the lights 5 seconds. Not 5 seconds. Let's say 1 full second after they said go.
What I mean is you were on the other side still, and he was trying to collect us all.
Yeah, and it wasn't going to happen. I've seen that movie far too many times. Now your horse is wound up. I didn't hear him make a noise, but I had to pull on him pretty hard to get him pulled up. So I've already fought with him. He's already wound up. I just wanted him to relax. So yeah, I remember that. So you were 4th in there. That's good.
Yeah.
Greatest ending, what kind of a week has he had?
He's had a good, quiet week.
Yep.
Working on his feet, like always. And
this is the only consistency we've had with this horse since we've had him. What do we have, a 2nd, a 1st, and a 1st?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only consistency we've had with this horse has been right now. So I want to turn 3 races into 4.
And he's been like super calm jogging too.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
He's changing for the better.
I think you're right, because the problem with the consistency was it was either his feet or his tying up before, and it just seems like he's quieter now.
Yeah, and obviously with your feet hurting or you're tying up, you're gonna be grabby. You're not comfortable, and right now he's very comfortable. So we're doing something right.
Yep, I believe you are correct. What else? Who else you got over there?
Irresistible Sun.
Sunny and Gypsy Hill, both raced fantastic last week. They've been awesome all year long. And, I told everybody it's important with Gypsy, too. And even when Sunny started, he started his year off okay, but he was still a little bumpy and hitting himself and getting into gear and just got better every week. Yeah. And Gypsy was horrendous at the start. People don't realize, you see that break, those couple of breaks, you're like, he just had a bad start. He was horrible for a month. And it was a real chore to get him squared away and straightened away. And he is awesome right now. Both those colts are really, really doing well. Who else you hiding over there?
Prince Charmer.
Prince Charmer, yeah, underappreciated. Prince Charmer gets lost in the shuffle because he's not nearly as good, obviously, as Gypsy and...
Millie.
Who?
Millie. Militant.
Militant, 4 in a row.
Yeah.
He's been racing great. You know, a lot goes on in your barn that is of the learning variety for people. You know, Militant couldn't make a face like a racehorse all spring and summer long. And then to see him come, and I keep telling everybody, if you put them in where they can win, good things will happen sometimes. And we see it with Militant. This horse is racing so good and just brimming with confidence right now. He absolutely jogged his last 2 starts. He literally earplugs in and wrapped up his last 2, maybe 3 starts actually. He's been very, very good. I'd like to get those last 2 wins in him and then head down to Kentucky for that.
He raced really good at the Meadows.
He did. He won in 56-4, but he's been really good. 2 starts back, he was awesome. That was a very, very good mile. Anyway, he's been good. He's been very, very good also. Now, I do want to talk about tonight, or this afternoon, Arrowhead Hanover. You know, I had told Mark when I talked to him last week, you don't have to drive this horse like a colt, right? You can drive him like a racehorse, and you can't, if you put him in a spot where he can snooze a little bit, he will, right? I warmed him up tonight. Man, he was aggressive warming up. And then in the post-parade, he was a little grabby too. Now, when they went to go out of there, usually you look left and right, and there's usually a horse or 2 on the run. There's a couple off the gate. They were stacked, all 5 of them inside of me leaving. I just tapped him on the tail, and he sprinted over quickly in front of them. And I wanted to get down in front of Braxton Boyd quickly because it looked like he was going to. He had every intention of driving through the inside of me, and you know, it showed later on in the card how much I dislike that.
Yeah.
So I get down in front of Braxton quick, and we went 27-3, 27-4. I had 3 feelings at that point. The first one was, I'll just stay on the front, and if Braxton wants to pop out, fine, but he's going to have to trot around me. And if he pops out and I take him a bit, maybe he's on the run. I'm looking at the TV at this point. I already know 3 of them are on the run. The favorite is one of them. The only horse I have to beat is the horse in behind me, and he's now on the outside of me. And he kept coming and coming, and I said, well, all right, trot to the front. I knew we were going a little bit. I thought 57, 56-4, it kind of caught me off guard too, that we were there that quick. 55-4 is a bit of a scorcher. Now, oddly enough, as I say this out loud, it never dawned on me for a second that maybe we were just going too much and Arrowhead Hanover is going to walk. It never dawned on me for a second. He just felt so good. And then I truly believe if I get him to the outside in the last turn and I can stir him up, I think I beat Braxton's horse. But I was like right in perk almost as we started into the passing lane. And at that point, you've gone sizzling fractions, a lot more than that horse has ever seen in his life. And I just think it was a little much for him. If I had just a clear shot of momentum out of the 2-hole to attack that horse, I do believe I beat him tonight. But if you had asked me what Arrowhead could trot before the races, I'd say, you're cold.
No, I just...
Oh, I would say probably 56 and a bit, 57 would have been plenty. 54-2, especially, I watched the first 2 divisions, and I said 55-2 and 55. I said, Jesus, you know, honestly, I don't know if this horse is good enough to tangle with this bunch. Not only was he, but he is, you know, second fastest horse in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes. He was beat, what, a neck? Quarter of a length? 54-2. He trotted 54-2 or 54-3 and looked amazing doing it. And is handier than most. You know, Braxton's horse, if you watch the whole race, sloppy gait in the last turn. Now the track was deep too, I guess, in fairness to him. But I'm wondering if a big, lanky, sloppy horse like him is going to go all year. I don't know. But mine, a little more compact, like a little pit bull, and he'll be just fine. You can race him from wherever you want to race him. You just have to know him. You know, it sounds a little stupid. Race him like he's an aged horse. Don't race him like he's a baby. And that is how he got a hold of Mark, I think. Mark took it for granted when he kind of stalled coming off the car. He looked left, and he had the guys that are always leaving in there. He said, I'll just take him back and race him easy. Got away in the 4-hole, bit of a snooze fest through the middle half, and then he asked him to do something that he was unfamiliar with. What he is good at in the last turn, if you do come first over, he'll like to dog it in the last turn. And again, Mark wouldn't have known that because he never sat behind him. But now that Mark's seen him race, and now that Mark's driven him once, he'll never get a hold of Mark. He'll never get ahead of Mark again. I guarantee you that. So Arrowhead Hanover with a tremendous race. Manhattan Money was next. That wasn't his fault. The horse in the 2-hole ran, and when he did, the Braxton kid come back to me just a hair, and it just startled it just startled him just the tiniest little bit, and he rolled off stride. And from my standpoint, should he have run? No, I don't think he should have run, but he's a baby. And you could clearly see him misstep just for a second and roll off stride and then come right back trotting. I moved him 3 wide down the back stretch. I wasn't really mad at him, but I wanted to get him back in gear and get him working. And around the last turn, I could feel him start to fizzle out a bit. He raced his ass off. Horse pace trotted 59 apiece and made a break in the middle part of the race. He raced good. I wasn't disappointed with him, but he does need to focus a little bit more on his entire body of work and not worry so much about horses making breaks and helmets in front of him. So, Manhattan Money, not disappointed at all. He'll come back with an honest effort. I'm certain of that in his next outing also. It's only a matter of time for him. Now, I was done for the middle part of the card, so I went upstairs and got something to eat with Lauren, and Steve Palermo and his wife were here also. They visited. I got to watch Drebin race. It looked to me like the last quarter, James was kind of protecting him and holding him together. And I had texted James after, and I said, hey, Drebin, is he off? Is something bothering him? Is he interfering? He said, no. He said, the track was really hard. It rained hard. They scraped it, whatever. The track was hard as a rock. He just felt a little unsure of himself down the lane. So, but he said he really wasn't at himself that hard. And I told him, I said, I think Drebin's going to be a really good horse. Not like Grand Circuit, open trotter. Maybe someday open trotter, but not like top shelf. Just a really, really nice horse. I think that Drebin will get to be a nice horse. And, I look at him and a horse that raced later, I'll talk about in Ready for Landing. They're both paid into the Beal. Now, the Beal has A, B, and C divisions. I think Ready for Landing's coming up on 30, as is Drebin. I would hope that they might have enough. Very similar to what Brace for Landing had last year, and he raced in the C division or B division and finished second in it also. So we'll see how they go, but that's what I'm kind of quietly thinking of with these two guys. They're both doing great work right now. They're both racing great. They both trotted in 54, and I think I am interested in racing them both in the Beal. That comes up the middle part of August, I believe. Now, we get through Drebin. Thought he raced well. Definitely can improve on that. And James agreed. He said, yeah, I think he's going to be a really nice horse. JK Victory parked the whole way. Not his trip, oddly enough. He does not like being parked the whole way. I watched the start. I watched the kid leave, and then he should have kept coming going in the first turn and drove into the 3-hole. Instead, he tried to back in, and somebody said, no, that's not going to happen. So he's out the whole way. I think it was
He paced 50 into last quarter, 26 and 3.
Who did?
JK.
Oh, he's tough as hell. Just a nice horse.
Race went 48-4.
Yeah. Just not his preferred race. Parked the whole way. But that happens. If you're 40-1 and you go out of there with a horse, guess what? You better be getting to the front in a hurry, because there's a good chance they're not going to be in a big hurry to let you in. It's just the way it is. It's racing. And I would rather him do that, quite frankly, and take a shot than drag him off the gate and get away 7th. So of that, I'm appreciative. Ready for Landing. Probably, again, one of his best races. You saw the Murphy blind kind of fall off. So one of the arms on the Murphy blind broke, so it didn't really bother him in the race. I brought him up slow to the gate again. You can put him up near the gate. I just don't. He's so smart coming off the car now. We left out, and Ronnie Wren's on the run instead of coming up to the car. Now I really don't have to be in a rush, because the horse I want to follow is Dave Pallone. We go out of there. I look, everybody from the outside's leaving. So I just stop him, put him right in behind Dave Pallone. He was quiet the whole way. Followed politely. I was hoping Dave could kind of drive me up, like follow Mike up through the middle, and then I could attack down the lane. But I had to move him a hair early, 3 wide, but he's still charging fast on the end of it. What was his line? Which it was probably 55, 28, 1, I was to guess. I was thoroughly pleased with him again. He's becoming a smart horse, and a horse also that I would be interested in maybe racing in the Beal.
55-1, last quarter 28-2.
Close. 55-1, 28-2. Raced good again, but closing hard on the end of it. Really impressed with the way this horse has really transformed into a very versatile animal. And don't kid yourself, at any point I can cut him loose and just let him scream off the car. I just like what I see from him right now, and he's racing really well. Now, we get to the fireworks of the night, and that was 3 Point Blue Chip. I wanted to go out of there with him, and I just didn't want to blast him into the turn. I had Jeremy beat into the turn, but he still had the rail control, and he did until he didn't. And I was squeezing him, and I did hit him, to be quite frank. When it comes to racing, right, here's my take on 3 Point and Jeremy. All Jeremy had to do was cut me loose, and either I let Dave Pallone go and you come at the quarter pole, because Jeremy's horse was the second best on the board. I was even money. Jeremy was like 4-1. Or let Dave Pallone in the 2-hole come. I think everybody in there by now knows I don't really want to be on the front with 3 Point Blue Chip, but I want to be close, right? And that's what he was tonight. He raced good. I'll tell you what he did do, though. He was pulling up a little bit and letting up at me at the wire, and I'm not a real big fan of that. But I think it was because he was off 2 weeks and you can't really train him hard. But when we got into the first turn, yeah, in hindsight, I did. I clipped him going into the turn. I was crossing down in front of him, and it got a little tight. I clipped him, and I got tossed. It's racing. What are you going to do? I've seen this movie before where I check him hard going into the turn. Jeremy comes through the inside, and maybe I get in behind him, or maybe I don't. Just the way it worked out. I got a little tight to him, and I hit him, and that's that. It's racing. We still fit that class, and he'll win that class next week, and I'm sure he'll be tighter for it and feeling up to it next week. He didn't know he got tossed. I do, and you do, but he doesn't. So he'll be sharp coming into his next start, and he still fits that class again right now. So a little disappointed in myself, that I squeezed him and I did hit him, but what are you going to do? It's racing. I'm going to turn the page. It's over now. It cost me $200 fine for the first. Did you ever get one of those yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Get $200 for the interference?
It wasn't 200.
What do you mean it wasn't 200?
I got tossed in Northfield.
What did they find you at Northfield?
It was $750 if I didn't appeal it. Or no, sorry, it was $750 if I didn't appeal it.
It's $375? Like $300.
$300.
Yeah. No, it was $200 there. So you got a discounted interference, really. So, moral of the story is if you're going to interfere with people, it's best to do it in Pennsylvania, not Ohio.
Yeah.
There you go. And then obviously Century Legion raced. Maybe a little flat. Was James a little easy on him? I would say yes and yes. A soft half. He's over the half in 1-1. Moves him hard in the last turn. I guess I have to ask myself, why do you have so much pop in the last turn and fizzle out down the lane? Was James being a little safe because he knows he's made a break now? They did scope him after. A little bit of mucus and some pimples. I think I would guess 70-80% of the babies that you scoped tonight would have the same thing. So I think as far as that goes, it would be a fairly level playing field. I just think it was an okay race. A guarded race, I guess is the way to put it, a guarded race. As I said to James, I said, you get him on a 5/8 so you can move him hard in the turn like that, he might be a little more effective than he was tonight also. I don't think it was a bad mile, but a little less than expected, from my standpoint anyway. And then we had the 2 Ohio horses, Dancing in My Socks, Rose Run, Ajay. Oh my God, I hate when they say Ajay. It drives me so much. It's aging. It's aging. It's aging. It's not Ajay. Ajay's not even a word. Ajay. What's an Ajay? Dancing in My Socks. He's just not good enough to be a Buckeye horse. I know I'm going to catch flack for this. You only gave him 1 start in the Buckeye. He's such a big horse. He's a beautiful horse, and he's fast. No, he's not. He's not fast. He's a 56 and a piece pacer, which puts him in the, barely middle of the road for the Pacers. Now, I will give you this. He feels like he's going to be a bigger, stronger colt. Am I in exit mode where I just have to get rid of this horse? I have to pick? No, not really. He's a big, strong horse. I would like to see him do well in the overnights. I would like to see him race in a couple of fairs, maybe a Buckeye at Northfield. But are we going to be scrambling all over Ohio to race Dancing in My Socks in the Buckeyes? No, I don't think so. What did he pace tonight, that horse? 57?
Probably.
Well, you're on chart lines. Come on, let's go. You're slipping.
You were going to pull him up.
I know, but I threw you a curveball. You're slipping. We'll talk about AJ while we look for the line here. Rose Run AJ, you guys knew, well documented coming into tonight. We were a little concerned about his health. Certainly looked like he was good. Maybe, to be honest, I should have shut my mouth because I said to Stacy, hey, make sure you tell Brett. This horse first start Lasix, bled a little bit the other day, hasn't had the most healthy week. I just try his best not to expose him, and you can see him taking him off the gate and then advance to 4th. Had I just shut my mouth, he probably would have dropped him over into the 4-hole, no problem. And it may very well cost a second or a win. But as it turned out, he raced very, very good to be 3rd. And
56-4, last quarter, 29 flat.
So we got a 2-year-old pacing colt, second lifetime start, second or third? Third lifetime start, 56-4, 29-1?
29 flat.
29 flat.
Not
what I would call a horrendous line. But again, when you're dealing with, how much did they go, 54?
54-2.
54-2. AJ's division went 53-2. I didn't watch the other divisions, but I would be confident in saying he was one of the 5 slowest 2-year-old pacers tonight, if I was to guess.
AJ paced 54, 27-1.
27-1? That's a good last quarter. So AJ, or a J, oh my God, please stop. AJ paced 54 flat, 27-1. So obviously on the mend, and trust me when I tell you, it was the veterinarian's decision this morning. Took all the information in, looked at the SAA, looked at the blood work, ate all his breakfast, seemed bright, seemed good, so he went. But he was not perfect all week. So I can assure you, we were watching him very, very closely, and a great mile put in by him. But when you see Roser and AJ beat in a Buckeye and then leap to Dancing in My Socks, who you couldn't be further apart talent-wise than those two colts are, it makes it difficult, right? And the crappy part of it is, if I said to you, if I had a 2-year-old pacer that could pace 56 come 29 seconds, I'd be okay, right? I'd probably be a Buckeye horse, I would imagine. Certainly shouldn't be 10th or 9th in a Buckeye, that's for sure. So I kind of feel bad for Sox in that regard. And when I look at Sox himself too, big, giant, good-looking colt with a nice gait, probably going to be okay as a sophomore. I would like to see him do okay, 2, 3, 4 starts, and then we can put him away. I don't feel this desire, this need to get rid of Dancing in My Socks, because there is some upside there. But again, all he showed tonight was that, 1, the 2-year-old Buckeye division is tough, and 2, he probably doesn't belong there. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just is what it is. So that was our night in entirety. Lauren got a 5th. I got a 2nd, 4th, 2nd. I got a 1st. I'm not getting paid for it, but I got a 9th. I got a 1st place 9th. We'll call it what it is. 1st place 9th. I had a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place 9th. You had a 5th.
I was in a 10-horse field.
I don't want
11 off at the quarter.
You're supposed to win that race. You're Lauren Herman. Come on. No, but your horse raced good. We were cheering you on in the bar, by the way. But I wasn't drinking, just so everybody knows that. I was just up there having some tortellini before my 11th and 13th race. So, what do you got going on? Is there any more amateurs any this week?
Well, they didn't fill it this week. And
why aren't they filling it?
Because of the conditions. And
yeah. They should just fill it competitively and put a condition on it.
It's non-winners at 5,000 last 4.
Yep.
But for horses that have raced in the amateurs, whatever their last start, it goes up.
Yeah.
So if you had a horse that raced in it 2 of its last 5 starts, well, now it fits non-winners of 7,500.
So why are they having trouble filling it then?
Up to non-winners of like
they had 10.
12,000, yeah.
They had 10 today at the Meadows. You can't find 7.
Well, they also go for more money.
They said, what's his name told me today, they go for at Oak Grove this week? 20.
12. Oh, they go for 20.
That's what
They were going for like 12.5.
Yeah.
Forever.
But anyway, we're having a great summer thus far. Your barn definitely is. Greatest Endings racing great. The 2 trotting colts are racing tremendous. Militant's racing great. The whole barn's hot as a firecracker right now. But I'll tell you what, hot off the presses, Arrowhead Hanover is a very, very nice horse. And I could not be happier with what I saw tonight. I was shocked. And I'm hard to be surprised because I'm a pretty optimistic person. He shocked the hell out of me tonight. 54-2 is an enormous mile for that horse. So I'm happy. Lauren's happy. Everybody's happy. On our way back to Ohio. And then I'm going to Brunswick. Now, Tuesday I have to go to Ontario. But you know what? The only good thing about driving, I'm going to qualify the horses at the Meadows. We got like 5 to take over to the Meadows Tuesday morning. The only good thing about going to pick up Ava, because Ava has a birthday party she wants to go to on Wednesday afternoon. So like a good dad, I'm just going to drive 9 hours in a day to go bring her to her birthday party. But in the meantime, I'll be able to watch Ollie play baseball also. So Tuesday, I'm going to ask the race office politely to put me in early. Qualifiers start at, I think they start at 11:30. I have to be out of there. 11? I have to. Meadows.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's 11:30. No, it might be 10:30. Either way, I have to be out of there by 12:30. My last drive will be 12:40 because it's a 5-hour drive, and I will be there for the first pitch of Oliver's game. And as soon as the game is over, I'm going to load Ava in the car. Addie's asked to come back too. So the girls and I will be on tour again. We will be in the car and on our way back over to Ohio for Tuesday evening. Now Wednesday, I booked off the Meadows. In hindsight now, I don't know why, but I booked off the Meadows, and I am going to. I don't know why the hell I booked off the Meadows, to be honest. I am going to be there Wednesday night to race. We got the Colts our Wednesday night, right? So much going on. No, they didn't, but all the Trotting Colts did. We have Monday, we have Sunday, we have the Trotting Fillies. Monday, we have the Pacing Fillies. Before that, we have the sale. We have 5 horses in the sale. Oh. Yeah, 5 horses in the sale on Monday. Tuesday, what do we have going on Tuesday? Anything? We even raced no, Tuesday I'm at the Meadows qualifiers and Ollie's baseball game. Wednesday afternoon, I booked off the Meadows. Guess Ava and Alec, actually Ava's gone to her birthday party, so Addie and I'll go swimming at the house, and then Wednesday night we race the Colts. So that's what's going on for the rest of the week. A great night tonight. I would say Arrowhead Hanover is an A++ from my standpoint. Yes, I guess you have to leave an extra plus for if he had a 1, but he raced tremendous. Manhattan Money, don't be upset with Manhattan Money. He's just a colt doing colt things, and he'll grow up from that and learn, and it's only a matter of time. You can't keep middle of the winner's circle for long. Drebin raced good again. JK Victory got parked, ready for landing, was awesome. 3-point blue chip was a winner, but unfortunately I hit somebody. Century Legion, so-so. I'm gonna give him an A-, but he raced good tonight. Dancing in my socks, 56 pacer. What are you gonna do? And Rose Run, a J. Oh my God. Rose Run.
Saying it then.
I know, it's stuck in my head now, though, like the Nickelback song. I can't get it out of my head. Rose Run, AJ, was very, very good. So a good night across the board. We're going to keep things going tomorrow. All eyes will be on Time Is On My Side. This is prep for he's going to the Adios after this.
Is he?
Yeah, after this. So Blue Ventura is up first. Then Time Is On My Side, Kings County. And then tomorrow night we got Tactical Mounts, Dominion. Bit of bookends right there. Dominion and Tactical Mounts. And then Sunday, as we said, everybody in Kentucky races. Oh my God, there's a shit ton. Excuse my language. How many is that? It would be 14, isn't it?
13.
13 racing. Lucky number 13 on Sunday. So, with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys have a wonderful... no, your night's over. It's 11:23. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I will talk to you all very soon. Anything, Dad? Sure?
Have a great weekend.
That's correct. Everybody have a great weekend. Hope the weather's good where you are. What?
You didn't smell that?
Oh yeah, what is that? A skunk?
A skunk?
It's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Anyway, talk to you all soon. Take care. Good luck at the track.